Most of the boats you get nowadays, and a lot of the old ones, all they have on here is this old plastic wheel, and they last for a while, but they're not very good at moving your boat around because you got no way of steering them, and the plastic gets tore up, and then you're stuck without a wheel. Well, I'm going to show you what I did to cure this problem. So watch on, you can see what I got. This is what the stiff leg on my boat tried to look like before I started on it. I think I'm going to get the wire brush wheel and clean up all this rust off of here and as best I can, and then we'll throw a little paint on it and get started with our modification. Next thing I want to do is I got a piece of 5/8 cold rolled. I don't know how long that is. Let me get tape measure. Turns out you need a piece approximately 8 inches long. I drilled these holes out. My other plastic wheel was broken, and I took it off and threw it away before I made this video, so you just have to take with a grain of salt. But the 5/8 shaft, once you drill these holes out, fits right in there. Then you get a couple of these little wheels from Harbor Freight. They're $3.99. Fix you right up, and they go on here like so. Get you a couple washers, and they drill this round bar out. Drill some holes in this round bar so you can put a couple of cotter pins in there. Get you a couple of flat washers. Get you a couple of cotter pins to slip in there to hold the wheels on, and you'll be good to go. But before I put it together, I'm going to clean it up real good and throw a little paint on it. I'll do that off camera. Well, I got this stiff leg cleaned up and got a fresh coat of paint on it. And I didn't show you, but I did take and drill this hole out to 5/8 to fit the shaft I'm going to use. I didn't show that on camera, but I did that before I painted it. Now to make the axle for this thing, I got a piece of 5/8 cold roll. This happened to come out to 8 inches long. It's drilled for cotter pins. Put on, and what I'm going to use for wheels is these little wheels you can get at Harbor Freight. They're like $4 for the tire, tube, and the wheel and everything all together. I'm going to use 2 of them side by side, and in order to find out how long of axle I needed, I took my depth gauge and I measured the depth of one wheel, which wasn't easy. I got the depth of one inner wheel, and it's a little over 2 inches. So 2 of those is 4 inches, plus the depth here is about 3 inches. So it comes out to about 7 inches, actually about 6.5. But you have to have a little space here where you can put your cotter pin on both sides. Anyway, these wheels that you get at Harbor Freight, the axle size is 5/8, and the cold rolled fits those just perfectly. Cold rolled steel. Before you put your wheels and everything all together, though, it'd be a good idea to put some slime in these tires, because these tires in tube are pretty good, but they need to have some kind of sealer put in them so that the air doesn't, I guess it goes right through the rubber, because over time these things will go flat. Like in a couple of months they'll get low on air. So you need to get some tire slime. I got a thing of tire slime here that I think I got this off of Amazon. Like about 15 bucks for a gallon, something like that. Let me all you gotta do is hook this onto the valve stem. What you want to do though, before you hook that on there, is squeeze some of the air out of it, so that when you start pumping back in, it doesn't make pressure inside the tire. I'm putting 4 pumps in. That's like about 4 ounces. One pump I didn't get quite enough in. And then when you take this off, it won't come squishing out on you. If you don't squish the tire down, when you pump it in, it creates a little bit of pressure inside there, and then when you release it, some of it will squirt out and make a mess. So once you get it full, then all you have to do is put the valve pour back in and air it out. There's one. I'll do this other one real quick too over here. This is my new digital gauge. 30 pounds on each one. Caps back on. And set this kind of vise here. And we're ready to put this together. Okay, let's assemble this thing here. We're going to start off with a cotter pin. A washer. One wheel. Installed into the second wheel. Washer on the outside, and we'll put the other garter pin in. And loosen up. Keep it from falling out. And there we have assembly. Now, one thing about this is good. It's better than the original. So I made another tool. This is what she looks like all installed on my boat trailer. And the thing that's nice about this is if you have to move your boat around, like you're trying to hook it up or you need to move it into the garage or whatever, I also made this little handy bar here. Just got a couple of pieces of angle iron welded on here. Make a little loop thing. That just slips over the axle. Slip it over the axle. And then you can steer your boat. You can move it around, push it around, whatever you got to do with it. Makes it real handy when you have to hook it up to your truck or whatever. When you're done, you just take it off, throw this in the back of your truck or whatever. Makes it a lot easier for me because when I hook my boat up, I'm usually having to do it by myself. So there you go. Modification. And it only costs about 10 bucks to do it. If you've got the tools and you're able to weld, you can make the boat jack and its handle. Sure looks a lot better than that old bent plastic wheel that used to be on there. This angle iron is just welded on here and it slips over the axle. Pretty simple to make. These also make it real handy for getting over bumps and stuff because they're more flexible, and those plastic wheels are kind of hard to move over bumps sometimes. Sure looks a lot better than that old bent plastic wheel that used to be on there. Well, thanks for watching my video, guys. Don't forget, always work smarter, not harder. And subscribe if you want to my channel. I make a few videos here and there. I'm not a professional YouTuber like a lot of these guys, but when I figure out something that looks like it could save you some time and trouble, I try to make a video to share it with everybody. So until then, see you next time. Bye.